Hi everyone, Nincoan here again. In the video, one of the questions is which release am I most anticipating for the second half of 2021? And I said I had two, and then I completely blanked on one of them because who gets fully prepared, right? Anyway, so the second book is actually called Path of War by David Green, and it's book 2 of this series, the Empire of Ruin series. This one's in Solitude Shadow, and Path of War is the second one that's coming up. That's the one I am also really looking forward to reading when it comes out later this year. Anyway, back to the video. Hey everyone, Nikon here from the Hyperactive Bookworm. I'm still a bit sick, but I'm feeling heaps better, and it's now the 30th of June, and I thought, well, it's time to sit down and do the mid-year freak out tag, and I'm even almost semi-organised, which is a nice change. I've seen heaps of people doing this, and this is my first year doing BookTube, and it sounded like such a fun tag to do, and so I'm got some questions, and I've got a little bit I'm adding on the end, so I'm also going to do sort of a how's the challenges for the year going, but we'll do that at the end. Anyway, so I believe it was from Earl Grey Books originally. I've been trying to follow the tags through to the original. I'll put the link that I have on down in the comments, and I'll link all the books as well. So yeah, so this is my mid-year freakouts tag. So here we go. So question 1, best book so far in 2021. By far, easy, The Caffeine. I talk about this book so often, by Fletcher Delancey, but it was just such an eye-opening book for me. Sci-fi, and I believe it started as fanfic for Star Trek Voyager, so of course, perfection with Janeway. But the main characters in this, I just adore so much. But I adore the minor character. I adore everything about this book, absolutely everything. And I'm currently reading the second book in the series, and it's one of those ones that I know. Oh, the cat's come to join us today. This is Khaleesi. Yes, okay. Well, you've got a butt in the shot. That's charming. Anyway, so everything about this book is delightful. It's one of the series I know that I will buy the hardcover, the paperback copy of before I even read it. I've got book 2 and 3 there. I'm halfway through book 2, and I just can't wait to read the whole series. I think it's currently on book 10, but this book it's just been such an eye-opener for me, and I love the writing, and it's beautiful. So this is definitely the best book I've read so far in 2021. Best sequel I've read. I want to say the second book of that series, but I haven't actually finished it. The best sequel that I've read this year that I've just enjoyed beyond belief is, let's have a look, Next of Kin by Jay. It's in her police procedural series, I believe, Portland Police series, perhaps. And it's fantastic. It follows on from the main characters of the first book, which is Conflict of Interest. Yeah. Conflict of Interest. It follows on from them, but then it also brings 2 of the minor characters from Conflict of Interest, and sees more from their point of view as well, and it follows through for them. Okay, question 3. New release you haven't read yet, but want to. Worthy of Love by Quinn Ivins. So the day that came out, I purchased it. It's sitting in my Kindle, and I just haven't gotten to it. I absolutely adore Quinn's writing, and the blurb of this book is just everything. I love it. So I'm really looking forward to reading it, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Book 4, most anticipated release for the second half of 2021. Well, I have 2 for this. The Awkward Truth by Lee Winter, because it's Lee Winter. She's absolutely one of my favorite authors, so I am really hanging out for this. The second book is, now I cannot think of the name of it. Okay. Question 5. Biggest disappointment. I feel so bad with this question, but there's been so many books I've read this year, but there was one I really liked the idea of. It's a time-traveling lesfic book, and it's called Third by Q. Kelly, and I was really disappointed in it. It was still, there were positive things about it, and it might be someone's favorite book, but for me, I wanted a bit more with it, I guess. That's the puppy dog being annoyed that the cat's in and she's not. So I was just really disappointed in it. Cool. Question 6, biggest surprise. Kismet by T.B. Markinson. I'd read a few T.B. books before and I liked them. They're not top of the range for me. They're not like my favorites. However, when I read this book, I just fell in love. I personally think it's the best of TB's work that I've read so far, and it was amazing. I still think it's brilliant, and I love it, and it actually got me going back and reading her Miracle Girl series, and I'm really enjoying them. I'm on the second one now. So that was a big surprise. Like, I like her books because I keep reading them. They're enjoyable, but this one was just that extra bit. Yeah, it was out there, and that really surprised me, and I was really happy about it. Okay, 7. Favorite new author, either new to you or debut. So this is both new to me, and the book I've read of this author I've just recently found out is her debut, and I have purchased it, but I'm waiting on the paperback to come because I'm so in love with this book. And it's called Aurora's Angel by Emily Noon, and it's just so delicious. There's just so much about it. Taps into my whole dark fantasy obsession, lesfic version. It's got shifters, but it's not paranormal romance with the shifters. Like, there's a huge romance through it, but there's just so much more to it. And I think she's just fabulous. I cannot wait to read more Emily Noon. Okay, newest fictional crush. Okay, well, I'm shoving this one in because I'm being naughty, because I did reread this book this year, but I have 2. Because I can't not. So one has to be Gideon. Oh, yeah. Gideon the Knight by Tamsin Muir. Oh, my God. I love Gideon. Pirate-wielding, sarcastic, smartass, lesbian, in space, pirate-yielding. Did I say pirate-yielding? Wow. My brain is amazing. Sword-wielding. Necromancer, not pirate. Why did I think pirate? Who knows? But yeah, Gideon is just everything. She's just divine and brilliant, and I love her. And because I reread this book, it's a new recrush, I guess. New crush is the newest crush I've had on a book that I've read. Would have to be Rosalind from Poppy Jenkins, written by Claire Ashton. Rosalind's just divine. She's everything. She's this tall, dark, handsome, well, at least in my mind, sort of ice queen, but not. This just amazing character who just can't sit back. She has to stand up for what she believes in, and she's very unpopular because of it, and I love her for that. So yeah, they're my crushes at the moment, and I love them. Alrighty, new favourite character overall, and that's going to be from Poppy Jenkins as well, but this is definitely not a crush character. This is a character I just love. There's just, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And it's Emma, who is actually Poppy Jenkins' mum, and she's so calm and unique and confident and really doesn't care a lot what other people think. But when she does get pissed, she does it in her own quiet, calm little way. She doesn't get trod on, but she just is phenomenal. She's so great. So, if I hadn't gotten you to read this with my Rosalind love, Emma's in there as well. And I mean, Poppy's so delightful and sweet. And I just love this book. So, yeah, definitely go get this book. All right. Book that made you cry. I don't cry a lot in books. I read quite a few kind of tear-jerky books, but I don't often cry in them. So this completely took me by surprise. I was like, whoa, so shocked. And it wasn't even at a point where I think most people would cry at it. It was just something in the emotion of the words. And the book is Those Who Wait by Haley Cass. And it's Haley Cass's debut as well. And I'm just like, oh, wow. So blown away. It's phenomenal. I can't believe it's her, I cannot believe it's her debut. But it's so great. It's a long book. And yet still at the end of it, I wanted more. But yes, it made me cry. There was just so much emotions and just raw, and everything was laid out, and it was just absolutely beautiful. All right, book that made you happy. Okay, so, you would think with all the happy lesbic romances I read that it would be a happy, shiny kind of book that made me happy, but it wasn't even that. It is a romance, but to me, it's a speculative fiction book, so that always makes me happy. But it's actually called Reaping the Benefits by E.J. Noyes, and it was just such a cute, quirky concept, and even though it battles with some really, kind of dark ideas and stuff, it's just such a quirky, cute story about a minion of death, and I just think it was so fantastic, and definite age gap story, and it's just, I love the power shifts within it and the strength of the characters, and yeah, it just made me so happy, that book. 12, the most beautiful book I've bought or received this year. So I did actually buy it, and I bought it with his other non-fiction book, View from the Cheap Seats, I think it was. But when I got this one, I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. And it's called Art Matters by Neil Gaiman. And it is, everything about it, it's some of his most motivational quotes and speeches and all that. And it's all animated. No, it's all illustrated. That's the word. It's all illustrated, and it's just so beautiful. And it's illustrated by Chris Riddell, or Rydell. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But isn't it just so beautiful and cute and just amazing? And I just love it. And I've only had it recently, and I've just flicked through it so many times that it's just so gorgeous. Everything about it is beautiful. So that's my most beautiful book. Okay. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Books or book? I only did one book, but there are so many books I need to read by the end of the year. And one of them, most definitely, is Harrow the Knight. So Gideon, my darling Gideon, this is the sequel to it, and I've had it for ages now, and I keep putting it off, going, that'll be my reward for something. But then I've always got too many other books going on, because these are the kind of books that for me, I can't read anything else when I'm reading it. I dive so fully into it, but it takes me longer to read it, but I can't be interrupted with other reading while I'm doing it, because it's just so, for me, it just wraps me up completely. So my aim is to definitely get this read by the end of the year. I think I'm also a little nervous because of how much I loved Gideon the Ninth. I've read Gideon the Ninth about 4 times now, so I love it, and I guess I don't want to dislike this book, but then I don't know, it's that nerve of like, will I ruin my love for Gideon by reading this? And I'm hoping I won't. And I've got to have faith in the author. The author is amazing. So I've just got to dive in, and I will be getting this read by the end of the year. That's the plan. All right. So this is just my little add up as well, is I'm just kind of checking in on my reading goals. So at the start of the year, I did the Goodreads challenge. I challenged myself to 100 books. I also put up publicly, basically, for Jay's Sapphic Reading Challenge. I talk about this challenge all the time because it's just so brilliant and I love it. But for me, the challenge was to hit the Dragon Badge and to also do the Unicorn Badge. So for the Dragon Badge, it's reading one book from every category of the 50 categories that Jay has put down. And then the Unicorn Badge is 10 of the 12 harder to find genres or tropes or categories in Sapphic books. So that's 50 for that, 10 for that, and overall 100 books. So Goodreads, overall, I've actually done 66 books. So that's an average of 11 books a month, which I'm really, really happy with. I'm really proud of myself for this. I'm definitely well on my way to be able to get to the 100. The end half of the year is usually a slower read for me. So there's still a potential that if I don't keep myself accountable and push myself, that I may not hit it. But if I keep traveling the way I'm going, it won't be a problem. Now for the 50 of the category, I have actually read 34, which is very cool. I've done the Squirrel Badge, Penguin Badge, and the Bear Badge. I've just hit. Haven't done a video for that yet, but I will. The others I have done videos for. So that's exciting. And then for the Unicorn Challenge, I've actually read 8 of the 10. So yay, I'm nearly at the Unicorn Badge as well. So that's really exciting. I am so excited to be doing so well on my reading challenges. A lot of it awesome about the accountability of this channel. Huge thanks to 55 Half-Read Books, who kind of nudged me and encouraged me to actually start this channel. And I love it, and I'm having so much fun. Now, the last question that I found for the tag was my favorite book community members, and oh my gosh, this one's really hard because it's sort of like, it's such an open question on how I'm interpreting it. Anyway, I mean, is it, community as in just online? Is it just YouTube/BookTube? Is it people you know in person? Like, I can't answer this because there are just so many people I'm grateful for. The Sapphic community is just amazing. Lesbian writers, lesbian readers, they are so beautiful, so amazing. The diversity in the groups that I'm in are just mind-blowingly encouraging and embracing. And then I also have these incredible people in my kind of writing tribe, both online and in person. So I can't name them, so that's my answer. But there are some channels that I love, that I watch, that have really helped me figure out what I'm doing with this channel, which, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm having fun as I go, and hopefully you guys are liking it too. But yeah, so that's my wrap up for the, what was it called? For the mid-year freak out tag. So that was really fun, and, you know, anyone who still wants to do it, do it. It's the end of June. It's right smack in the middle, but I'm loving it, and hopefully the next half of the year will go as kick-ass as this half has gone. So thank you all for watching. Let me know how your first half of the year has gone. Thanks, everyone. Bye.